Hi everyone, today I'm doing a huge book gift guide so that it would cover all aspects of what we're doing on this channel and the interest that we have, because I know some of you are into fashion, some of you are into florals, botanicals, watercolors and all sorts, and mixed media as well. So we're going to cover all these books across all of these ranges, and as always I'm going to start with the largest and the most expensive, going to more affordable. I'm actually doing this book review standing up because I had to really elevate my camera and my microphone is up here, so yes, it's going to be a long one, so make sure you have a nice cup of tea or two, and we're going to look at 30 books. Okay, let's start with the wow factor books. So these books are beautiful as a display in your living room, on a coffee table, or wherever you like to keep them. They're beautiful decor element, and they are stunning outside as they are inside. So the first one I'd like to recommend is by Kew, Royal Botanical Gardens, and you'll see a couple of those books. If you're not from UK, I highly recommend checking these out on Amazon. Anything by Kew Gardens is going to be wonderful. I have loads of different books. So let's look at this book. So it's called Flora Inside the Secret World of Plants. Now this is a really good book if you would like some sort of inspiration. Now I have reviews for most of these books, and I will try to link all of them down below in the description, so please have a look at the reviews if you want to see the book inside properly before you commit and buy. Yes, so this is a great book for those that like to get some inspiration from plants. So these are photography, beautiful and stunning photography. I've never seen anything at such a level of different plants, and these plants are quite unique, and you learn about their behaviors, and not all of them are unique. For example, this is a magnolia bud, as you can see, but it tells you things that you wouldn't know in a really interesting and kind of short way. So you have these little areas of text which explains to you what is what. So if you ever went to the park and you noticed something like this and you were wondering what is that, you can start learning about it. And it is not written in a boring botanical way, but it's written in a really engaging and fun way. So you can learn a lot, you can get inspired, you can use these photographs to practice on your botanical art, and it's just really beautiful. You get to see some of the roots as well as some of the other parts of the plants, and it is absolutely stunning. Now I won't do a proper flip through because, like I said, I already have a full review and I need to get through 30 books, so let's continue. Next book I'm going to recommend is called Plant and is by Pyphodon, and it's called Exploring the Botanical World. Now again, super beautiful cover, and it's very big. It's as thick, I didn't show you how thick the other one was, but it's as thick as that. And again, just really beautiful variety of things. So it could be photographs, it could be paintings across different ages, some of them more modern, some of them quite old and ancient, and it's just really interesting. Again, great source for learning, and the layout is like this. So you have a bit of text at the bottom, again not too overwhelming, not too much. Beautiful artist, like this is a stunning artist here, Asuka Hishiki, and she painted a wasabi root, which has such a great detail that it's just absolutely mesmerizing. So beautiful botanical piece here. So you get a variety of different styles and things like that. Beautiful book to have. Now let's move on to botanical art, and I will recommend 3 artists. So the first artist I will recommend is Anna Mason, and this is her Watercolor World book, and there are quite a few. I'll try to link all of those for you to check out. This is one of the famous ones with the bird, hummingbird So if you like botanical art in a really precise way, because Anna Mason works with super fine brushes that she kind of dots the color to make it look very realistic, then that could be for you. Next artist I will recommend is Billy Showell. Now this is a very beautiful book. It's a different format. It's a square. It's a beautiful cover of a rose. Again, there is a number of books which I will also link by Billy Showell, which you might consider. This was one of her latest one, and it's called Botanical Painting in Watercolor. Billy Showell is also a British artist, as Anna Mason is, and she creates beautiful botanical pieces. There are some books which have like fruit and vegetables. Some of them are dedicated to certain flowers, and this one is a mix. So the next artist I would recommend to look into if you enjoy botanical art is Rosie Saunders. Now she does very impressive art because the scale of her paintings are by a meter and bigger. So they're very, very big, and therefore when the pictures are taken, they actually have to scale them down slightly. And so when you see the photographs, they're going to be spread onto the entire pages and they look stunning. So again, great detail simply because she paints them on such a big scale that she can pinpoint all the details that she needs to look into. So absolutely stunning work. This particular book is called Flowers, but there is also a new one that came out which I haven't done a review on, and it's this one, Rosie Saunders Roses, A Celebration of Botanical Art. I will do a review soon, but I do have a review for this one, so I'll link that for you as well. So this is her latest book, and it concentrates on roses, and you can see that beautiful perfect imperfection is what Rosie's style stands for. And if you love roses, this would be a dream come true for you, because every single painting is a rose, and there are loads of them and loads of them. Beautiful, beautiful book. Another great artist, but a much smaller book, is Julia Trickey, Botanical Artistry, Plants, Projects and Processes. This is a more affordable book because you can see it almost looks like it's self-published, but nonetheless it is a wonderful book. I would love if someone would have gifted it to me, because the art is just stunning in there. So it's not always about the bigger the better. In this case it is very pretty and yeah, quite beautiful to look at as well. And the pictures aren't too small. So her style is looking at dried and old flowers, and again showing the beauty of them as well. The final book within the botanical art I will show is this one, Botanical Sketchbook by Mary Ann Scott with Margaret Stevens, and this is slightly different to what you've seen before. This is more kind of reachable. It makes you feel like you can do this if you're new to botanical art and you still would like to do it. So this is a neat little book. It kind of teaches you, it gives you little snippets of things that are completely doable. You don't feel overwhelmed by it, and yet there is so much to paint, and you can see the style is very beautiful as well. It's not as detailed as the other three artists, but I don't think it's trying to be that. It's just trying to enjoy the botanical art, and that's what makes it quite nice. So you can see also some bigger arrangements here. So it's a really, really nice book. Okay, so I'm going to move to the next group of books, and this is going to be about color, and I would say well-being, because I connect color with well-being. So this book is called The Brilliant History of Color in Art, and it's by Victoria Finlay. If you enjoy reading, if you enjoy filling your mind with knowledge which might distract you from other thoughts that you'd rather not have, then this is a fantastic book. So first of all, you learn a lot, you learn a bunch about color, the existence of it, the history of it, and loads of really interesting stories. So it's like going to a museum basically. So if you enjoy this sort of thing and you want to learn about the colors that you have been using in your watercolors or other paints, then by all means enjoy this book. Next book I want to recommend for the same kind of ideology is Jean Haynes, Paint Yourself Positive. This is a book that came out, I think this is her latest book, and as you can see by the cover, it's bright, it's cheerful, and it's basically like color therapy in a way, where she talks about how color can make you feel better. So again, check out the book review for this, and I actually recommended her watercolor set by Daniel Smith in my watercolor gift guide. So it's this one here, and you kind of can see her style and these colors. So have a look at this set if you're interested. It would be great to give someone a gift of one of her books and the set, a watercolor set as well, because, you know, they can use the same colors as she does here. Next book is very, very cute. It's a smaller book, but don't be fooled by the size. It is full of absolutely stunning pictures. It's again by Phaidon, and it's a publishing house that creates beautiful books. So this book is called Flower Color Guide, and it's by Dara and Michael Putnam, and they are two florists that live in New York, and they're famous for their stunning floral arrangements, which are featured in Vogue and other high fashion magazines, and they have created a lot of these beautiful stunning flower arrangements for fashion events and whatnot. And so yeah, they're quite famous for it. Great little book to get inspiration if you want to have nice photography to look at. And again, it says flower in colors, so it is going through, starts with the white and it finishes with the black. So it goes through literally every single tone of a color of a flower, which is just so stunning, and it's just beautifully arranged. So next group of books is going to be basically art. So it could be anything that you can call art, and this book is called A Big Important Art Book Now with Women. So if you are a feminist, or you like the idea of being a strong woman and promoting that ideology, then this is a great book. It's by Danielle Krisa, and she's a founder of The Jealous Curator. Basically, she features all female artists in this book, and she explains why the artists became who they are, what inspired them to create the art that they did. So it's a very neat contemporary kind of way of looking at art, and I really enjoy that. So that's a great book. Again, it's a great format, it's a square, and it looks very neat on the coffee table. Another great coffee table book is this one. It's called Artists, Their Lives and Works. So it's got, of course, Frida on the cover, and it is a really great book if you enjoy learning again. So maybe you have like a teenager that is into art and they want to study art. This would be great because you can just lay it on the coffee table and they can just read from it and enjoy it over the weekend or something when you're chilling at home while you're watching TV or something. When I was younger, in my teenage years, I would enjoy flipping through something like this a lot. So you can see pictures are stunning, loads of information, very organized. You learn about very famous artists, and yeah, so very, very beautiful book to have. Okay, so this book is so huge. It's actually one of my largest books. I cannot fit it in even at this point, but look at that. So this group of books is going to be, oh, I'm touching Kate Moss's face, is going to be fashion books. Now, for those of you who like to be inspired for fashion illustration, great source of inspiration. So this is a stunning coffee table book, and it's called Mario Testino Portraits. So if you're into fashion, you'll know who Mario Testino is. He is the godfather of photography for fashion. And yeah, so this is a stunning book. You can expect something very good here. And you're going to have all the beautiful photography throughout his career. And just really beautiful. I mean, this is a book that you would pass on to your children. One of those books So, great source for inspiration. Another Maria Testina book is called Let Me In. So this is slightly different style. It's a little bit more kind of party-ish like, and kind of like behind the scenes almost. So people aren't really posing, and he just kind of snaps a perfect shot of them, which is, to be honest with you, my most favorite photography. And yeah, so some of these are quite fun. And they're quite saucy. Next book that is great is by Toni Glenville, and it's called New Icons of Fashion Illustration. So if you love fashion illustration, fantastic. So you're going to have different styles here, like mixed media, digital art, watercolors, illustrations of any sort. They're very, very beautiful, and you can really get inspired from all of this. Right, on to the next one. This is an oldie which I had for years, like the Maria Testina books as well, and it's called What on Earth Are You Wearing? It's a Wikipedia of fashion, and the girl is called Mickey. So it's a very nice little book because it's quite cheeky, and it's got one of those covers, like a fabric-y type of cover, and it is quite neat. It is a lot of fun, and it's sort of her illustrations, and also she goes through the alphabet, and then she puts things like J for jumpsuit, and then she kind of explains it in her humorous way, what she thinks about it, and then what other things that come under that letter that relate to fashion. So you can kind of have a fun read. I mean, it's a very unique book and definitely loads of fun. Again, you can get inspired by her illustration, and great little book. One book that is the smallest, and we're coming to the end of the fashion books, is this book, and it's called Manolo Blahnik Drawings, and it's by Thames and Hudson. So all of these illustrations are the Manolo Blahnik illustrations, so when he was designing the shoes, I guess. So again, if you love fashion illustration, if you love Manolo Blahnik, and if you like a nice good shoe, you will love those. So you can kind of get inspired and maybe learn how to draw shoes on your fashion illustrations. Right, so the next group of books is going to be mixed media. This book is great. It's called The Painted Art Journal, and it's by Jean Oliver. Really great book. I would highly recommend it if you are into mixed media but find it's a little bit confusing where to start, what to buy, and you know, the whole idea of mixing mediums. So she is a beautiful artist, and I find her style very inspiring. It's quite a muted palette that she works in. Like I said, if you want to see in depth all these books, there will be a review linked under every one of those, which will take me a long time, but I will do it for you. And yeah, so great book. Next book is this one, which is sort of watercolor, but it kind of is mixed up with other things as well. It's called Creative Watercolor, a step-by-step guide for beginners. Now, all of these books are going to be within that format, so they're not as expensive or as big or as heavy as the other books, but they're really great to give as a gift as well. So it's by Ana Victoria Calderon, and it is beautiful because you get a bit of everything. You even get lettering right at the end. And her style is gorgeous. She combines inks with watercolor, and she also combines different types of watercolors. So it's not just like a classic tube or a half pan watercolor, but they are also mixed with a different type of watercolor. So great little book. Speaking of calligraphy, this is a newest addition to my books. It's by Kirsten Burks. It's called Secrets of Modern Calligraphy, and it is really affordable. It's something like £8, but it's actually really nicely designed. Loads of nice pictures there. So here she likes to use Finetec for calligraphy. And it gives you opportunity to learn how to do it. So it says here somewhere that you should use this book as like working book. So you should not be afraid to draw inside the book. It's designed to be used that way so that you can learn. So I really like that. We'll do a review for you for this one. Next one, another great fun book, If You Can Doodle, You Can Paint, by Diane Culhane. So if you are a doodler and you enjoy a bit of doodle, then you should definitely check her out. So she makes it very accessible, she makes it very easy, and sometimes, you know, you might be thinking, oh, is it good enough? Can I actually call a simple doodle art? And she demonstrates it that yes, you can do it and you can really enjoy it, and you can just find the inner child and just go for it. So great little book. Alright, so this is again watercolor, but with addition of things. So if you are bored with watercolor, read this book, Veronica Ballard Lilia. So this is a great book, and I had it for years as well. It shows you how to use watercolor in different ways. So you could cut things out, you could create different techniques, you can combine it with other mediums. So here she's using watercolor with inks and all sorts of things, and just really fun if you want to try something different. And there's watercolor and pastel, so you can combine those as well, which looks quite nice. I haven't done much of that. I've done it before, but haven't done much of it. So yeah, great book. Now, if you're someone who likes watercolor, but you want to paint something small, which is quite achievable, there's this book, Learn to Paint in Watercolor with 50 Small Paintings. Do not get fooled that they will be like miniature sized. They're not, but they're sort of simple enough or small enough to kind of be able to do it if you're new to watercolor. So the artist is called Will Freeborn, and you can pick different chapters. So these are animals, you get bunnies. I've tried these, they came out really, really nice. So you can see it's sort of, it doesn't look too complicated. There isn't a whole kind of big painting with loads of details, some of them, but even in that case, there's some loose areas and unfinished areas. But to the most part, it's quite achievable, like nice little washes that you can try to create skies. And there's a little creature or character there, a bit of coffee cup. Then he's inviting you to paint what's in your pockets, sneakers, donuts, anything and everything. Another great book is Urban Watercolor Sketching by Felix Scheinsberger, and he is a fun artist that has a very unique style that you can pick out from other urban sketchers, and so it's great for kind of inspiration and just to see his style, and it's just really fun. Okay, we're coming to half an hour now, so I'm determined to finish before. I'm going to now suggest small books, and by that I mean this size. So it's really small, but they are super adorable. So this book is called The Watercolor Ideas Book, and it's by Joanne Goss. So you get a different artist on every page, and it's a different kind of style. Again, of watercolor, and it teaches you or shows you what they are. So combining techniques, directing the viewer's eye, complementary colors, all sorts of different things. Again, great for inspiration. There's also other series of these books. The other one that I would highly recommend is this one, The Collage Ideas Book, and it's by Alana Moore. This is a beautiful, beautiful book. If you love collages, I have done one last night, which I really enjoyed. So again, shows you different ways of doing collages. It's not just sticking paper and creating an image. It could be loads of different things. It could be creating a whole atmosphere. It could be creating something with different mediums as well as paper. So I pretty love this one. Then I will recommend this one, which is called Just Add Watercolor by Helen Birch. Now again, really small, different kind of, it almost looks like a postcard size, and so it shows you what to do with watercolor, not necessarily from start to end just watercolor, but you could create again collages and you know, then add watercolor to it at the end, or you can do all sorts of things similar to what I just showed you in the other little book, but gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Loads of inspiration, and I don't think any of those are repeated. I don't remember seeing those, just a different format as well. So you get a bit of text on the left side and then the pictures are on the right side. The last one I'm recommending is this one by Yuko Higuchi, and it's called Cats and Other Creatures. Now, I have recently discovered this artist, which I think is just super adorable. If you like that quirky kind of contemporary style, it's so cute. There are other books, but I can't get hold of them here in UK. So this one, look at the illustration style. They're quite weird, but there's something about her style which is, I mean, there are some mushrooms growing out of his bum, and he has octopus tentacles instead of legs, so it is quite bizarre, but there's just something about these little creatures, and some of them are so cute. I mean, when cats get into a fight and they have this moment when they stare at each other and they put their ears down like that, you know that there's going to be a cat fight just about to start. So yeah, she really shows quite a lot of humor in these, and I really like that. So cute little book to give to someone who would enjoy this style. Alright, so this is it for today's book haul, and I think I managed to do it within half an hour. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and that is it for the gift guides for this year. See you next year.